Following is a presentation of the Magnitude Sports Network.
Play on, and Anderson is going to launch for three. It's good!
Payoff pitch, swing and a miss. It's a drop third strike. All he has to do is throw him out, and the West Fargo Patriots are your 2022 state champions.
Now it's game time. Let's head up to the broadcast booth for the pregame show right now on Magnitude Sports.
Good evening and welcome into the Hive as we'll be covering wrestling again tonight, and the Yellow Jackets from Perham will be taking on the Bulldogs from Ottertail Central coming up here shortly. We welcome you into the Gene Sports Shop pregame show as you're seeing the tail end of the youth wrestling. A really neat thing that we've seen a couple times. They call it a jamboree. Both clubs bring in their kids from K to 6. And there's no score clock, there's no medals, they just wrestle. And you'll see the Yellow Jacket varsity and JV members, they're doing the reffing, and they're just going to clear the mats now. So we're going to cover all of the JV matches tonight for the Yellow Jackets as well. Kind of limited home events and a good way to get those on. So if you think we're starting early, don't worry. The varsity will be on about 7:15ish. We'll talk more about the varsity match coming up later. We're waiting on some score sheets, so we'll try to pick up who's wrestling for JV, get them some mat time as the Yellow Jackets set up here, and they're going to tear down some mats, move some chairs in closer. You'll be centered in on the mat, and we'll be able to see what's going on tonight. So exciting night for wrestling, starting with the K through 6, or probably pre-K through 6, on now to the JV portion will be coming up. Again, I'm kind of waiting on a score sheet. There's supposed to be one coming up here shortly that I'll be able to fill you in on who's wrestling, and we'll go from there. And then after that, we'll take another little break, do the Gene Sports Shop pregame show, and then we'll come back live with Yellow Jacket Wrestling. So again, sponsors doing a fabulous job keeping us going. We're excited to be here tonight. I'll be joined shortly alongside with Jason Groth, as he will be on the controls tonight, help me out with a little bit of color, and it's a good night. And real quickly, what a evening the other night. If you joined us on Magnitude or you were here live, just some really, really good wrestling. The Yellow Jackets ended up knocking off the number 9 AA team in the state of Minnesota, the Pequot Lakes Pine River Bacchus Road Crew, and also knocked off the Alexandria Cardinals on that night. So really, really good stuff happening for the Yellow Jackets. The week before that, they came off a win against the Detroit Lakes Lakers. So again, Section 8 AA is really probably they seed East and West, and we can talk about this more later, but definitely shook up some ground last on Tuesday night when the road crew fell to the Yellow Jackets in that upset. So again, I think if you're Coach Dave Vetch, you're hoping your kids continue to build off of that and gain some ground. So again, we're kind of in the pre-game show with Gene Sports Shop. When we get done with the JV matches, we will join back and do the actual Gene Sports Shop pregame show for the varsity. Look at the Goose Group keys to the match. We'll go through the JNL Nutrition backyard starting lineups, and from what I've heard and gathered since we've been here tonight, it might be quite a shakeup again. You don't want to see my scorebook from last week, as there were moves all over the place. And again, we've got lots of things going on. Perham Health blood timeouts, Reuter Family Dentistry pin to win, United Community Bank at the end of this, of the varsity, we'll do an ATM pin of the match. KLN on our scoreboard, you'll see. EOT Insurance will go through a mid-match summary about 145 or 152 pounds, get you caught up on what we've missed when we get to the varsity. Then we'll get into the Soda Properties Zero Res Carpet Cleaning post-game show, and there we'll do a couple of things. We'll do the ATM pin of the match. Jason and I will talk about it, talk through it, and we'll also do the Farm Bureau Financial Services move of the match. And lastly, we'll award one of our Yellow Jacket wrestlers with the JFC Luxury Homes Interiors by Winkle's River's Edge Cabinetry Wrestler of the Meet. And I'm getting better at those, Jason. And so what we'll do now is as we see the JV starting to warm up, we'll take about a 2-minute break here. Hopefully by then, Jason and I will have the who's wrestling where and what's happening. Otherwise, I'll have to do some listening and see if we can figure out some names. But we'll be back in about 2 minutes here on the Magnitude Sports Network.
Welcome to Nias Family Sales, located just north of Highway 10X in Perham. Stop in today or visit NiasFamilySales.com to view the quality inventory of pre-owned cars, trucks, and SUVs. Nias Family Sales can offer financing options to fit your needs, no matter your credit history. Nias Family Sales also has an experienced and reliable parts and service department that's open extra hours to help fit your hectic schedule. Nias Family Sales, the Lakes Area automotive leader since 1999.
Welcome to Gene Sports Shop, located right on Main Street in Perham, Minnesota. We are your Lakes Area Archery headquarters. We are an authorized dealer for Matthews, Hoyt, Bowtech, Elite, Bear, and PSC bows, as well as a full line of crossbows. Our friendly, skilled bow technicians will go the extra mile with great customer service to ensure your bow and gear are ready for the woods this fall. Whatever your archery needs are, trust Gene Sports Shop this fall, located in Perham.
New Horizons Realty has a beautiful home available on Devil's Lake. No corners cut in this 5-bedroom, 5-bath, walkout-style home that includes a 3-stall garage. Host your friends to a breathtaking lake scenery from your new cedar deck patio that is only steps away from the beach. Make it your home this summer and many summers to come. Visit PermRealEstate.com for more info and photos of this magnificent lakeside home, or call 218-346-7767 today.
J&L Nutritional Consulting is the area leader in beef, dairy, and seed. J&L has over 20 years of experience, and they use the latest technology in ration balancing software to make sure every part of your feed is utilized. They provide adjustable profit and loss projections, and their seed division makes sure to bring the best seed for your field, no matter the brand. Contact Mike, Joe, and Andrew at J&L Nutritional Consulting, 218-346-7487.
Hanson's Plumbing and Heating provides the highest quality products and services to ensure the comfort and safety of all their customers. It's what they do. Henry Hanson, later known as Hardware Hank, first opened the family hardware store in the early 1930s in Burgess, Minnesota. Today, they are proud to carry on his legacy of hard work and honesty through teamwork, fellowship, cutting-edge technology, and forward thinking. 218-346-2422 or make a visit in Perham, Burgess, or Detroit Lakes today. Hanson's Plumbing and Heating, proudly serving Minnesota families for over 80 years.
Well, welcome back to the Hive as we're getting ready for some JV matches. Again, for those of you maybe new to the sport of wrestling or just kind of wondering about the JV matches, it's not really a weigh-in scenario just like the varsity would be. What ends up happening is you do get a weight, you do get a weigh-in, and then what happens is the coaches get together and try to match up kids that are gonna get good matchups. And again, that's what you want to see in the sport of wrestling. You want to see each kid get better along the way, and so really kind of a nice way for the Yellow Jackets to in the Ottertail Central as those coaches get together. And I think our weigh sheet's coming up here, coming up the stairs. So I'll be able to tell you names and get you going, and know that these wrestlers may not. You're going to see some discrepancy, is what I'm trying to say, I guess. Some may weigh a little more than others, or age different may be different, but that's what's kind of cool about JV. They kind of match close, and then by ability. So really nice job, and I know it's not an easy thing to do. I know Coach Felt spends a lot of time and the other coaches just trying to get these kids really good matches, because that's where you improve.
Well, it's that mat time that you talked about. We've talked about it a lot of times. Is extra mat time, getting on the mat helps you build up, and you never know when that you might get called because of an injury and different situations there. So that extra mat time in these matches here tonight will be huge for some of these youngsters. Yeah,
that's perfectly said, Jason, and welcome back, and we're glad to have you back as well. Yeah, it's nice to have hear your voice again and in the wrestling room, and I know that the listeners are glad to have you back as well.
Well, it should be an interesting one. I mean, we've kind of talked about it off air a little bit, but tonight, the varsity one, that there's going to be some mismatches and probably some open weights. That's always tough, but in a roundabout way for the Yellow Jackets tonight, you don't want to look past the team, but it's also, you got a big individual day tomorrow coming up at Pelican Rapids, so you want to try to get through tonight injury-free, but wrestles clean and strong.
Exactly, and again, there's so many things that go into wrestling that are behind the scenes. Like, now you have to weigh in again tomorrow. So you weighed in Tuesday, you weighed in Thursday, now you got to weigh in Friday. They will get an extra pound. It's kind of one of the nice things the state did, or the Minnesota State High School League has done for years, is realizing that kids got to put some stuff back in their bodies. They got to get their fluids back in. They've got to get some nutrients back in their body if they're going to wrestle and stay healthy. So they'll gain a pound tomorrow and be able to use that.
Speaking of that extra pound, that could be our dinner tonight, as we had a nice meal before as we get ready to go, as we always do before the broadcast. But Lance, I mean, you look at this, I know we want to give away too much before our official Gene's Sports Shop keys to the pregame show, as the Goose Group keys to the game and match coming up in that. But, you know, it's one of those tough things. These are high school kids that we're talking about, and you know they're kind of, you don't want to look past anyone, but it's kind of tough, especially in this sport, though, where it's such an individualized sport in a team event. I mean,
and it really is a catch tonight, because you're coming off the high of 3 in a row against 8AA competition, where you go 3-0. Like I said before you got here, Jason, knocked off the number 9 AA team in the state. Pequot Lakes, Pine River Bacchus looked like a juggernaut up to that point. Had been knocking off everybody. The Yellow Jackets, pun intended, really stunned them by just coming out and being the aggressor. And so this is kind of a trap game. This is a Section 6A opponent. They used to be 8AA, kind of stayed on schedule because of that. Former coach Scott Hart always had a program that those kids came in and battled, and they worked just super hard, and it was really always great to have them here for the Yellow Jackets. Tonight they're battling through some sickness. They've got a little bit of injury. The Yellow Jackets are coming off some really good, so you don't want to overlook it. I don't think it's one of those that you go, we just can walk out there and win. But on paper, the Yellow Jackets should be the favorites. And again, it's one of those that for some of the boys, they probably need a little bit of a break, and some of them are going to get it because there's going to be some open spots. And I don't blame other schools when you have wrestlers like Mickelson and Rock and Hackle and Vetch, and it's tough to put out a young kid against some of those kids when you see their physicalness and their size. It's tough to say, hey, just go out and do your best, and it's not that type of sport.
And you also look at it, too, you're looking at the grind of the long haul. This is perhaps one of the busiest weeks for the Yellow Jackets, with the big triangle that they won on Tuesday. You have today. You go into tomorrow at Pelican Rapids for the HOL Conference, which is always – it's different now because it's no longer the HOL Mid-State, so it's not the exact tournament as it used to be about 5 years ago. But it's always says something when you come out as an all-conference or HOL conference champion.
Oh, definitely. And you know, you could get up to 3 matches tomorrow night. So when you start counting it up, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 in a matter of time, and they came off that weekend in the cities where some of them had 7 matches, you know, and I think tonight you'll see the Yellow Jackets substitute a little bit. We're pretty young, and we're having a lot of success with a lot of young guys, and it's a long, grueling season. So if they can get a night tonight maybe where they didn't have to weigh in, or they don't think they have to come out and wrestle, it's going to bode well for the Yellow Jackets to get them a little bit of a rest. And that being said, too, with young, Monday night, a lot of these wrestlers wrestled in the 9th grade team qualifier, and now that's Saturday, the state tournament. So these kids they're getting their fill of wrestling. Hopefully they can stay healthy, and I'm just looking forward to tonight because it's nice to have wrestling in the Hive, and it's nice to do this. And I think we're getting close, Jason. So you got a few comments, and then maybe we can step away for just a little bit and come back and be ready to go.
Just wanted to give a little programming note, too. Also on our sister station tonight, the Yellow Jacket girls basketball team, JV and varsity stream against Barnesville. That's on a sister stream tonight here. So there you can check out that. But make sure to stay tuned here to the mat because it's going to be a fun one here at the Hive.
Yeah, and it's good. And it's this is the beauty of this day and age. And it's like I've said before, maybe the one good thing that came out of COVID was the ability to have these things streamed all over the state of Minnesota. Get dual screens up. You can watch both tonight. So we'll be back in a couple minutes here when we see wrestlers starting to enter the mat. And then we will be back with JV wrestling after a few words from our sponsors.
Located in Lakes Country of Minnesota, you can find 7 unique Find Your Goose destinations to enjoy. It's about recognizing the moments of happiness on your journey of life. The places you go and the people you meet become your community. Here at Find Your Goose, community is our priority. Find Your Goose businesses are guaranteed to have a friendly staff, high-quality products, and a commitment to giving back to the community. 7 unique locations. A million reasons to visit. Come find your goose. There's something for everyone.
All right, we're back with JV Wrestling, and they're getting ready to go. And in the opening match here, we're going to have Chevy Heron, who's spent some time at the varsity level, a little bit out of necessity, a little bit out of he's ready to roll. Both of these guys, I think, would be penciled in sometimes in the varsity lineup. In fact, I have them both in there. He'll be facing Ashanta Lopez Moen in our very first match, and again, it's going to be tough to do because we got a lot of things going on here, but we'll do our best just to kind of keep that the match is going, and we'll worry about clock and score, and I'll try to keep you informed and all of that stuff. So going Heron, Lopez, Moen right now. Both of these guys would have probably weighed in at about 113 as they're both, and there's a headlock. And nice job. And this is what, Jason, you talked about when you can, we got potentially dangerous, illegal hold. I guess illegal hold is what they call. So we're going to have the 2-point headlock takedown, 1 point for an illegal hold. And it's probably a really good spot for someone like Chevy now too. You've had some varsity matches, now get a chance to wrestle JV. Not that there's not that pressure, you're still out there by yourself, but it's good. It's a different pressure than being on the varsity. 2-1 is our score in favor of Heron. Looking maybe a little cradle situation here if he can get the cross-face cradle on, but cannot. Lopez Moen up to the tripod position. Into the short sit, but then a nice job by Chevy to return. And so end of the first, 2-1 is the score. Lopez Moen takes down. Again, added tonight is the Mat Rat night, so you're going to see some 5th and probably 4th, 5th, and 6th graders run out with their favorite wrestler, and there's the headlock again, but again, you got to have an arm in that headlock, and if not, it's potentially dangerous. Good call, because we know in football and all the other sports, we're trying to take care of the head and the neck. So, again, getting that arm in there so it's not that potentially dangerous. It ties it up 2-2. So it'll be kind of interesting. We'll try to make sure we're here when the run out happens, and you'll get to see maybe the starting lineups tonight. If you're looking for your favorite young wrestler to come out with an older wrestler, I know my boys always enjoyed that tremendously. It's kind of one of the cool things of the sport that it allows that to happen. So again, Chevy now trying to stay away from giving up an escape, or we've got another full Nelson. So another penalty point. 2 penalty points because it's the third one. So again, you want to stay away from that. And he's given up points without even giving up any moves. There's the reversal by Lopez Moen, 7-2 now in favor. Both kind of going for the headlock position there, and now back to the center. Chevy with the double leg takedown. 2 points there, so 7-5 is your score, 7-5. About 20 seconds remaining, and Chevy looking for some back points.
And you can tell he fits his name as he's one that keeps on going and keeps on trucking at his opponent.
That's right, and getting kind of high there is Chevy, but yeah, I like that one. I got to remember that one. It'll be the end of the second period. The clock has been out, but we still got a clasp. We got no horn. I think the clasp came after time was out, but it's the JV match, so you're not going to see a whole bunch of arguing.
But the good thing about the JV match, as you can see on our screen right now, is you're getting the explanation of, hey, this is what you did. This is why you're getting called for it. Here we go. Right. Even though it was about 5 seconds past the...
Hey. And that's sports at its best. I mean, we're all here to learn, especially when you're at the lower level. It just is it's a really, really good thing as we have an escape. 8-6. So again, you take away all of the penalty points from Chevy Heron and would be in the lead. But as it stands, Lopez Moen leads 8-6. Chevy back in on a double.
And if you're watching at home, which you probably are, but disregard the clock. It's set up wrong, so we're about 30 seconds off on that, so don't worry about the clock.
Right, it's set for 2 minutes, and it's 1:30 they decided on tonight. And there's a 2-point takedown for Chevy Heron, and it's tied 8-8. So just so you know, this is the first of 12 bouts that we have going on tonight. And matches, and it's going to be a really a fun. That's a good number for JV, especially for 2 schools the size that we have. So it's awesome to see them going. About 25 seconds remain. 8-8 is your score yet. So escape or takedown. Back points will determine the winner, but maybe overtime coming. And I'm not sure what they agreed on for overtime.
It looks like 1 minute. Oh.
I'm thinking you're right, because I don't think they want to go to 2 when they've been doing 1:30 seconds. Oh, there's your minute. You're right, Jason. And they didn't want to end it after 3, so on to the first overtime we go. So if state high school league rules apply, it'll be first point scored to start with, and that bodes well for Chevy Heron as he's been nice, did a nice job, and there it is, and there's your win. So in OT, Chevy Heron with an 10-8 decision win for the Yellow Jackets, and we will take a message and come back with the next bout.
Odds are there's an ace right in your neighborhood. With expert advice and the right tools to make your quick fixes even quicker. Around the block, what you need in stock. With people who know their stuff. Welcome to to the home convenience store.
Hi, this is Mallory Stotterell.
And Erica Saylor from Lakes Ace Hardware.
You can expect expert help for your next project at Lakes Ace Hardware.
Right here in downtown Perham.
Ace is the place with the helpful hardware, folks.
All right, we're back at the Hive and JV action. On the mat right now for the Bulldogs is Brock Resch, and for the Yellow Jackets, Corey Fromuth. And we just had our first takedown, which puts Resch up 2-0 on the scoreboard. Resch looking for the half. Now the cradle. And it rolls the cradle over the top of himself, which is sometimes dangerous, but he's getting the back points. Fromuth really kicking, but sometimes when you kick like that, you get those shoulders really square to the mat, and there's the fall in favor of Resch. So quick fall in the first period for Resch. And we'll be back, it looks like, with Evan Sierra for the Yellow Jackets and Xavier Lewis for the Bulldogs. All right, welcome back to the Hive. JV match is happening. We're about 15 seconds in. Evan Sierra versus Xavier Lewis. Lewis with the first initial shot at a takedown. They went out of bounds. Shot back by Sierra. And now the counter shot by Xavier Lewis gets the takedown and a 2-point lead. Xavier Lewis with about 55 seconds remaining in the first period. Thanks for joining in to some bonus coverage of Yellow Jackets JV matches. We got a clasp, so they're going to let Sierra get a chance to get out, either get the escape or the reversal. If he doesn't, the official will stop, as he does right now. Point to Sierra, and that's one of those really clasp is when you don't have an arm in and you clasp the hands, and it's really tough for the wrestler to get away if there's no way that he has a chance to bust that move. So they call it a clasp. Sierra gets his choice usually, but it's usually taking down because you want to be able to get that escape. And that's just what he did, and he's doing a nice job. He's got to get that leg free. But nice job there by Lewis to return him to the mat, but bouncing right back is Sierra. Clasp again. So it should be one more point for Sierra, 2-2, and then the escape should make it 3-2. I am pretty sure it's, yep, there it is, 3-2. I always kind of double check, making sure that I'm on with the score clock and the head table, and that's going to be the end of your first period, with Sierra leading 3-2. So good good JV match here, lots of action.
We're definitely setting the tone for what should be a unique night here at the Hive. Good JV action. We'll have varsity action here in a little bit as Sierra is on the back.
Right, and it's always a good night to be in the gym, and there's a reversal. 2 points for Lewis. He takes a 4-3 lead right now. He looks right into the arms. He's trying to roll a wrist, trying to pull it under now. And again, a longer wrestler kind of gets that leverage. Sierra's got to be careful. Here's some back points happening. Maybe two back points for Lewis. That makes the score 6-3 in favor of Lewis. And he's doing a nice job riding. And I think if you're trying for a sit out there was Sierra, but to no avail as Lewis kind of is a really tight ride in. Now he's got a deep waist ride, staying heavy on the shoulders, making Sierra, that pressure just drives you back down into the mat. And and Sierra's trying to crawl up, get back to his base. As soon as he does, Lewis has a really nice defense to that. He's pulling that opposite arm across and taking away any leverage that Sierra has. So now he's looking to roll Sierra just like he did before. We're down to 10 seconds, so Sierra can hold off here, keep it at 6-3. Would be nice work by him because he was a little bit in harm's way there.
Should be an interesting third period. You can tell that second period seemed to wear a little bit on Sierra.
It did, and it takes a lot out of you, and you are when you're trying to get off the bottom position. And so neutral position to start this one. Sierra looking for his shot, but again, I think it's the length of Lewis that's really causing him grief. Lewis in the front headlock position right now. Here we're going for a throw, and throw was going to initiated by Evan Sierra, but then Lewis just kind of over-muscled him. Now has got his arms in a bat. Oh, nice job by Evan Sierra, and that shows you his quickness and his balance. He just rolled right through that, and it really could have been put flat on his back. And so 8-3 is your score. About 40 seconds remain here. Sierra, we got another clasp, so it's been the night of clasping. So Sierra will gain a point here, make it 8-4 with about 37 seconds remaining. Lewis in the top position. Sierra tries to stay at his base. He gets claps down, and then Lewis really has a plan here. He goes from one side to the other, either tries to pull a farmer or a butcher, and then if not, he's into other arm series type stuff. So again, Lewis is a really nice looking wrestler for the Bulldogs coming up here. 10 seconds remaining. Again, Sierra's down 8-5. It's not looking like a comeback's in store for Sierra, but a nice match against a really good wrestler. Sierra will go down 5-8 or 8-5, and the winner will be Xavier Lewis.
There is a voice inside of you. Do you hear it? An ember burning deep within, calling you to gather your tribe, beckoning you deep into the wild, and instilling in you the courage of 10 Wolverines. You know that voice.
Yep, it's me, your inner otter, and I want you to visit findyourinnerotter.com to explore all that Ottertail Lakes Country, Minnesota has in store for you. See you soon.
We're back live at the Hive in the JV match portion here. As we're going along, for Perham we have Brody Wacker. For the OTC Bulldogs, Samuel Ravenscraft. Wacker, I know, a 7th grader. Had some real nice matches on Tuesday night that I got to watch, and there he is right into that double leg takedown. And I'm standing next to Coach Jesse Hine, and he was a double leg fan all of his life, so I know that he loves seeing that happen. And again, here Wacker just rolls him right underneath. So he's going to get 2 points for the takedown, 2 points for near fall, and a nice start here with about 35 seconds remaining for Mr. Brody Wacker. Again, now armbar put in by Brody. He kind of sits down then. A nice move there by Ravenscraft to get himself kind of back to his base when it looked like he might be going over for some more near fall points as Wacker had that armbar in. Now Wacker with a nice ride in here, looking to get some back points. Ravenscraft gets up to his base again and has some power because he picks up the full body weight. But nice job, if you caught that one on camera there. Nice job by Wacker as just as he was getting up, he reached across to the far leg, sucked it in, and made Ravenscraft go back to the mat in a nice mat return. So Ravenscraft takes the down position. Wacker will cover. Start of the second period, Wacker up 4-0. Again, so far, we'll give the coaching staffs credit as they did just a super job, and we probably have our first we have our first Perham Health blood timeout, so depending on how long, we could probably take one too, Jason.
Reuter Family Dentistry, with locations in Perham and Wadena, welcomes new patients. Come meet the friendly and professional team and experience for yourself what it is patients love about Reuter Family Dentistry.
It's just nice to be in a small hometown knowing that you have a local dentist that cares about you, knows you, and wants to do what's best for you and your family.
Well, welcome back to the Hive, and again, a nice job by Coach John McEachern. He's been the blood man for many, many years, longtime wrestling coach, longtime football coach, still on the staff, Butch Nash award winner. So he's here tonight being the blood man again, and a nice job of the cleanup and getting us back together. We're at 55 seconds remaining. Wacker's got that arm bar in. He did a nice job of threading the needle is what they call it. Now he's going to have to hip over and big step, and there goes the big step. And nice job by Wacker, and he's got this in pretty tight. But Ravenscraft does a nice job of wiggling free, but not before Brody Wacker could get 3 near fall points and take a 7-0 lead with 30 seconds remaining. Wacker back into a power half, and he just muscles his way right over the top, and he's getting more back points, and he's got this one pretty tight. 15 seconds remaining as we're going here, and as we're wiggling free, there's the fall with 7.9 seconds remaining in the second period. A win by fall by Wacker, a Reuter Family Dentistry pin to win. All right, we're back on the mat here at the Hive. We have Dylan Gissler from the Ottertail Central Bulldogs against James Ritter for the Yellow Jackets. Ritter with the early takedown. We have a minute remaining in the first period. 2-0 Ritter. Looks like he's going to get some back points, and this one might be a quick one as Ritter's got it locked in pretty tight here. And again, it's one of those things that it's tough. He's up on his toes now. If he can get his head up, that head up puts all that weight on your chest and puts it on their chest and makes it really tough to stay off that mat. So 40 seconds remaining here. Ritter doing a nice job of gaining some back points. He's just trying to muscle his way to a Reuter Family Dentistry pin, but Gessler says not this time, but here goes Ritter right back in. So 3-point near fall for Ritter. Changes his move, and this is pretty tight.
Indeed.
Just kind of waiting for the fall call here, but again, I can't see that opposite shoulder, but it seems like the more, there it is. Reuter Family Dentistry pin to win by James Ritter.
I didn't know what a derecho was. Didn't know that kind of storm existed. I didn't worry a bit about my coverage. It did not let me down. I was not caught blindsided. The secret is to have an agent that gets you insured for your needs. If you don't have Farm Bureau, you don't have good insurance.
Contact Farm Bureau agent Michelle Beck in Perham at 218-345-4010.
All right, welcome back into the Hive as we are live again on the mat. We have Micah Balderson for the Perham Yellow Jackets against Anthony Rosa again for the OTC Bulldogs. Nice shot right off the bat. We have just under a minute to go here. Balderson, it was in on a single. Again, Rosa's fighting it, but Balderson's just creeping in till he gets to this double. Now again, he's going to want to do the same thing. Suck all the way in, and he loses the double, and now Rosa's in a good spot here to maybe score as he grabs that ankle, but nice job there by Balderson as he kind of just limps his shoulder out of it and gets the takedown. Nice job, Micah Balderson. And I'd love to see this right away by young wrestlers. Elevate that leg, get that Iowa in, break them down, and then start to do your stuff with 15 seconds remaining on the KLN Family Brand scoreboard. And he's got that half in. I don't think he's going to have enough time to make it. Oh, I lied. He does have enough time here. He's getting some back points. And nice work. And the fall happens right at the last seconds. Another Reuter Family Dentistry fall by Micah Balderson. All right, we're back here at the Hive. Again, one of the unique things that you're going to see is you can see wrestlers wrestle more than one time through there. Corey Fromuth coming back out, wrestled already in our second match of the night. Back out again, and it just happens sometimes when you have one wrestler and they have two about at the same weight class. And Fromuth doing a nice job here with an early takedown. Back points are coming. Called out there, and he is wrestling Alyssa Witt from the OTC Bulldogs. So again, 2-point near fall, 2-point takedown. Fromuth up 4-0. About 30 seconds remaining on your KLN Family Brand scoreboard. And it looks like crossface cradle maybe in the works, and it looks like Fromuth has it hooked up, just trying to pull over, and the head slipped through, and you see that so many times, is just that positioning. But he does get two more near fall points. 6-0. We're down to the final 5 seconds remaining, and maybe a couple more back points, and I have been 0-2 now. I didn't think Balderson would, and he ended up getting a pin. I thought this one would from Fromuth, and it wasn't. So 6-0 going into the second, and hopefully the law of averages helps me out here, and I win a few coming up.
I'm willing to think tonight will be your night, Lance.
Okay. Man, I'm sure glad I have a friend like you, Jason. I need somebody with positivity. Again, we're in the second period here. Fromuth Witt. Fromuth for the Yellow Jackets looks cradle again. Let's see, last time the cradle, the head kind of slipped. Again, it seems like the same thing going again here. So, they're kind of just a overpowering move, and we're getting back points here. 50 seconds remain, and it's been kind of a Reuter Family Dentistry pin to win type night here on JV, as we've already had 4 falls out of 6 matches. And there's number 5. So Corey Fromuth wins by fall. and we'll be back after these messages.
Soda Lake Properties is a property management company that offers a wide range of local services year-round. Yard care and landscaping services in the spring and summer, and snow removal and watercraft solutions in the winter. They also offer interior design services that will make your home or office look refreshed and inviting. Not to mention soda cleaning services for residential and commercial buildings, along with construction sites. To learn more about all these services and the revolutionary zero-res carpet cleaning, visit the website today. Just type in sodalakesproperties.com.
Well, welcome into the Hive. We're back on the mat with our eighth match of the night, Mason Whips for the Perham Yellow Jackets against Levi Evevold. Evevold I had maybe penciled in as in a varsity spot, but wrestling JV tonight, and Whips takes a 2-0 lead with just under a minute remaining in the first, and this could be a really good matchup. And again, we're looking for a little at high action, and here we go. Reversal there by Evevold ties it up 2-2. 40 seconds remain on your KLN Family Brand scoreboard. Again, we've had 7 matches, 5 pins so far. Maybe a future look into tonight's match a little bit. Again, nice job by Whips trying to get out there, just could not get far enough. And then on the way down, Levi Evevold catches the arm, has an arm bar in, but Whips kind of comes up to his base, and that generally stops it because what the officials are looking for is any gap in that arm-shoulder area with how they try to take care of wrestlers' shoulders, which is a good thing. Generally, it gets stopped if there's any space in there. So 2-2 is the score heading into the second period, and Whips takes the down position. Coming up here in the next bout, if they stay in where they're going, it'll be John Stake for the Yellow Jackets, Landon Like for the Ottertail Central Bulldogs. But right here we have Whips Evevold, Whips Jackets, Evevold Bulldogs. And Evevold has a nice job by Whips. I think Whips just used pure strength there just to kind of roll through, but Evevold doing a nice job. When one door closes, he opens another one and does some nice series of wrestling right there. Whips comes up to his, and then he gets the escape. So 45 seconds remain on your KLN Family Brand scoreboard. 3-2 in favor of Whips right now. A really good match. Not that we haven't had good matches. Balderson was a pretty good match, just getting that fall right in the last seconds. I would say this is the match of the night so far. Oh, and there's a big throw. And Evevold catches Whips and just kind of bends him over, and now the points are there. So now it's just a matter of whether it's a 3 near fall or if it's a pin, and there's the pin. And Reuter Family Dentistry pin to win, that time for Levi Evevold for the OTC Bulldogs in a really, really good match. And we'll be back for Steak Like coming up next. Welcome back into the Hive. We're on match number 9 of 12 in the JV round. The way this is going, we should have a little time before. I'm sure they'll do some warm-up, get everything ready to go. On the mat for the Yellow Jackets, we have John Stake. He will be taking on Landon Licht, I believe. I am pronouncing it right. If I'm not, I apologize. Didn't get to the pronunciations from any coaches, just kind of trying to go off what we got and our head table, and I wasn't smart enough to take my headphones off to listen. So I apologize if I got that wrong. 0-0, 25 seconds remaining here in the very first period of this match. Stake in on a single leg. It gets the takedown. Stake takes a 2-0 lead with 10 seconds remaining on your KLN Family Brands scoreboard. Stake into a cradle. That's the end of the first period. 2-0 the score in favor of Stake, and I'd like to think of a really good kind of pun to go with Stake, and I could probably do that, but then when you have a last name like Rock, it's going to come about, and my fair plays come about, so I just keep announcing. Stake takes Stake takes the down position and does a nice job of coming up right away, but then now the cradle's in, and then Stake catches him. And Stake, nice job of slipping out of that cradle right, kind of used the Hudson Hackle move from Tuesday night, and Stake gets the fall. And another Reuter Family Dentistry pin to win for John Stake. Oh. Coming up next will be Bryson Salo and Will Schwartz.
Well, Lance, that wasn't rare. That was well done.
Welcome to the Cactus. The Cactus was built from a passion to gather, to celebrate, and to experience sophisticated fun. Gather your group, rival friends in a game of golf, or lace up the bowling shoes in a grand rendition of the classic American pastime while you enjoy our classic American cuisine served from our scratch kitchen. Don't forget, the Cactus is your go-to watch party destination for all Perham Yellow Jacket broadcasts. The Cactus, a unique dining and entertainment venue, 43-521 Fort Thunder Road in Perham.
Back here at the Hive, we have Bryson Salo for the Perham Yellow Jackets, Will Schwartz for the OTC Bulldogs, and I saw Will Schwartz's name in the varsity lineup. So again, I think we're going to see lots of different things going on here, Jason, and well, you'll have to bear with us as we do our best to kind of keep you up to date of what's going on. We got the weigh sheets. We'll do what we can, how we can to make this, to stay with what's going on in the varsity action tonight. For right now, we're 25 seconds left in this JV match. We're in match number 10 of 12, and the Yellow Jackets have done really, really well tonight, and there's been a lot of pinfalls, so a lot of Reuter Family Dentistry pin to wins as we're going along here. And Bryson Salo's down 2-0. 4 seconds remain. He looks like he's going to stay out of harm's way, and it'll go into the second period 2-0. Will Schwartz, nice looking athlete for the Bulldogs, and you can see that they've got some pieces in this JV younger group coming through that are going to help them in the future as that, you kind of weather your storms of ebb and flow with athletes. And Jason, you coach, I coach, it's going to happen eventually. It's just how quickly can you rebound.
Well, it's interesting, especially when you're dealing with high school kids. You never realize, the next move. You try to teach it and try to coach that, but these, again, when it comes down to it, they're all high school kids still.
That is, and it's what I love about the sport. I've made it clear many, many times. I would watch high school athletics every night if I could, because it's just sheer raw emotion. They're not doing it for any sponsorships. They're not doing it for any amount of money. They're just doing it because they love what they're doing and they're supporting their town and their team. And a lot of these kids, this might not be their most favorite thing, but they know they can help out their teammates. And here's a nice move by Schwartz.
Well, you're talking about Schwartz and these Bulldog squad. I remember the days when I was at the newspaper, and I still remember this one duel that stands out in Battle Lake. The gym was packed. It was lights out, everything, that little gym there they have there, and it was exciting. And one thing that stands out to me about this Bulldogs, no matter if they're up or down, they're always going to come at you and come at you strong.
Right, and it's been a philosophy. Jason Rogers took over for Scott Hart, and Scott Hart always had that theory that we want to wrestle the best to try to become the best. And I think a lot of times we forget about that in this day and age, that you don't have to win every one of them. It's good to lose once in a while, and especially in these JV matches and even in varsity matches, it's okay to take your lumps. Case in point, I think the Yellow Jackets were disappointed in their performance at DGF the other night. And take nothing away from DGF Wrestling. They're really good, but I don't think the Yellow Jackets gave them their best, or that's the way they felt. They came out, and they've been a house of fire since then. Detroit Lakes, Pequot Lakes, Pine River Bacchus, Alexandria, all fell to the Yellow Jackets after that defeat. So you definitely learned something in the hands of defeat.
Well, I was just going to say, you learn a lot about yourself in the loss and how to handle adversity. You can go one of two ways. Do you tuck it in, call it a season, or do you turn around and come back firing? And the Yellow Jackets have come back firing.
Right, and for that, I give a lot of credit to Dave Vetch and his coaching staff. Again, it's one of those things. Right after the match there, Coach Vetch said, well, that wasn't much fun. And he just on to the next one. And I think he brought that attitude to the kids that, you know what, let's learn from this, let's put it away, and let's move on. And they certainly did.
And with that, wrestling is also, as we touch on, it's a team sport, team match, but it's individual. So you got to find that intrinsic value, what you want to push for, what you want to strive for, which at the same time is the greater good of the team.
Right, and I think you look for that, and we're in the third period here. 2-0 is the score. Salo kind of tries to do the flying headlock or the flying squirrel or something like that, and again to no avail. He gets the stall call, and here he's in on a throw, and he gets it. I believe he does. There's 2 in 2 near fall, 1-0. And Salo, with probably the big move of the JV match, pulls out a 5-2 win over Schwartz after trailing all but about the last 10 seconds. So we'll be back after these messages with Aiden Wilprick versus Samuel Ravenscraft.
How has United Community Bank helped you guys through the years now?
Well, we started 13 years ago with 1 employee in a little shop out of our home. And now, over the years, we've grown to about 25 employees and 2 shop buildings. So they have absolutely been amazing, supported us, trusted us, and put their faith in us. We just really couldn't have done it without United Community Bank. They are just really supportive.
Welcome back to the Hive, and we're back on the mat with Aiden Wilprecht for the Perham Yellow Jackets and Samuel Ravenscraft. I said it wrong the first time, I apologize, from the OTC Bulldogs. And we saw Ravenscraft earlier wrestle Brody Wacker, so another bout here for Ravenscraft. And if you like that, if you're the OTC Bulldogs, as many matches as you can get in any environment where you're the only 2 on the mat, I think is a win for your program. And again, Wilprick in with a single. Ravenscraft breaks that hold, and we're tied 0-0 with 25 seconds remaining on your KLN Family Brands scoreboard. Again, we have one more match after this, and then we will break away for a little bit, kind of regather ourselves, get ourselves gathered up. We'll stay on the same stream, and we'll go with the Varsity, and we'll do the Gene Sports Shop pregame show where we will look at the Goose Group keys to the match. We'll go through, I don't even know, we'll highlight some people from the JNL Nutrition Backyard starting lineup, but I think it's going to be so topsy-turvy tonight, Jason, that we probably won't even throw out a guess because we're going to be wrong about 80% of the time. And then we'll kind of talk about what's coming up for the Yellow Jackets. I know you're nice move there by Wilprecht, and he gets the 2-point takedown after the escape and leads 2-1. And we'll talk about, we've got headlock again, full Nelson again, and that's something the Yellow Jackets are going to work on. Before I went into that, and a nice throw by Wilprick, Jason will have an eye on the Perham Yellow Jacket girls basketball team as they are in Barnesville tonight on our sister station on Magnitude Sports Network. And Mike Mason on the call doing both the JV and the Varsity, kind of like we're doing tonight. Escape there.
They're learning about a deratio right now, too.
Well, I think I've seen that commercial. A 3-2 in favor of Ravenscraft. Wilprick has done a nice job. Nice job on the attack. He just can't quite get to the finish right now, but I like how Wilprick is moving, just kind of like that right there, where I set up a little fake, and I think as he gets going, he's going to get in on that shot. But there's 15 seconds remaining, period number 2. OTC up 3-2. Been some really good matches here. They go by pretty fast, but you don't realize taking that minute and 30 seconds off of each match, it goes by in quite a hurry. Wilprick seemed very adamant to go down. Being down by 1, must feel like he can get the escape. Kind of gets flattened out here. Now maybe into the cradle. The cradle gets turned on him. And a nice tight cradle there, but he's going right over the top. Now they're looking at a Granby type situation. If he can pull around there, he does. Nice job by Wilprick where he seemed like he might be in a pin position. He gets the reversal. Just an excellent work, or maybe he hasn't given him the reversal yet. I thought he did. 5-2, there's the reversal. So 5-4, I was a little quick to the draw there. And escape makes it 6-4, but again, I think it's one of those, if you're Wilprick, you got to take him down anyways. You have about 30 seconds remaining on the KLN Family Brand scoreboard to try to get this takedown to tie it up, and he goes in on a double, gets kind of buried under there. We're down to 20 seconds. Again, if you're Wilprick, it's one of those right now, take a chance. Find a throw, find a headlock, go in for something because you're going to lose 6-4. And at this point in JV, it doesn't matter if you lose 6-4 or get pinned. You should go down kind of swinging, and that's going to be the end. 6-4. Ravenscraft with the win, 6-4. Against Aiden Wilprick, and we'll be back after these messages with our final JV bout of the night.
Budget Blinds, based in Detroit Lakes, serving Perham, Fergus Falls, and Park Rapids, is celebrating its 30th anniversary. Whether you need blinds, shades, shutters, drapes, check out the entire inventory online, budgetblinds.com. Also, schedule a consultation on the website. Have more questions? Give them a call. 218-206-9599. Budget Blinds is backed by the #1 provider for custom window coverings in North America and is your local window coverings expert. Visit online, budgetblinds.com.
All right, we're back mat side, and a big throw there, but off the mat by Evan Sira. Evan Sira been on the mat already once tonight, but again, we talked about this. It's a different kind of deal when you do JV. If you can match up, you keep going. And Sira's down 2-1 right now, but now gets the takedown and takes the early 3-2 lead. But right back up is Kaden Hopper. And he gets the escape, and it's 3-3, 35 seconds remaining. And good action happening here for both of these young men. Sierra's going upper body. Again, taller wrestler from the Bulldogs, but it doesn't seem to... and there's the throw. And Sierra does a nice job of that back trip on that one. He's got 2 points takedown, 2 points... near fall, and then 1 escape for the Bulldog wrestler. So 7-3 with a lot of action there. 10 seconds remain on our score clock. 7-3, 7-4. And Sierra's right back in short time, and nice job getting the takedown. Evan Sierra takes a 9-4 lead, and I love that action out of Evan Sierra there. And using his quickness, using his strength, to get in close and tight and a taller wrestler. Kind of an interesting move here. Sierra takes down. I would expect him to try to power out right away. And a lot of times with those long wrestlers, they try to cradle you up. Sierra does a nice job of getting some separation and breaks the hands, and he is up 10-4 with 1:15 remaining on your KLN Family Brands scoreboard. And again, this is the last of the 12 JV matches tonight, and there's been some good action, a lot of pinfalls. And again, I don't know what tonight's going to bring, but a lot of times, and there's another throw by Sierra, and he's gaining more back points. So again, but he's getting in a bad position here. He's got to get his hips out. They give the reversal. 14-6 is the score, I believe. I thought Sierra got 2 and 2, but now Sierra's on his back. And so really a change about here with 25 seconds remaining. Sierra's got a fight, but he is flat, and they call him off the mat with 3 near fall points going to Hooper. And that makes the score 14-9. 14-9 in favor of Evan Sierra. I got my friend beside me, Easton Hine. He's chewing on some popcorn, keeping me in line. Boy, kind of a spot for Evan there. He was pretty flat, but they went off the mat, and 4 seconds remaining here. Kind of gets a second life. Still leading 14-9 after coming out of harm's way.
This has been that high-flying style match here to close out the JV event.
And I think it's kind of one we needed. It's been wrestled pretty close to the vest. Their whips had a really kind of a high-flying. Here we've got for quite a few times. We have the clasp call. So that gives Sierra another point. 15-9 is his lead. And again, I think what some of these young wrestlers are starting to do now is think about, okay, I'm up 15-9. How do I get to that major? How do I get, so if I'm on the varsity match and I know my team's looking, and again, if you're the Bulldogs wrestling, you're thinking, how do I get back in this match? I almost had Sierra stuck one time. How do I do that again to flip the script? And we have a stall here on Sierra. Like to see Sierra get to his base here. He's kind of getting flat on the mat and getting taken. Hooper's doing a nice job of really a tough ride here. Here comes Sierra up to his base. Just power out. Get those hips out. Get those hips out. We're down to the last 30 seconds here, and definitely this match is going to go down to the wire, even though it's 15-9. At any point, I think either wrestler could be pinned. Nice job by Evan Sierra. He gets up, gets that escape, and the coaching staff likes to see that. He's taken a 16-9, and here's where you get 10 seconds. Can you get that takedown? So if you were on the varsity mat, you'd get a major. Evan's going for more and a big throw right there, and he's got the 2-point takedown and some back points. So not only did he do just what we talked about, he kind of did it in style and wins 20-9. Evan Sierra with a 20-9 victory, and that'll kind of put a wraps on our JV portion of tonight's event. We're going to take a 2-3 minute break here, reset ourselves, and then we'll come back with the Gene Sport Shop's pregame show. We'll talk about a few keys to the match. We'll get a few more commercials in, and then we'll probably be ready to roll and get you a chance to see Mat Rat Night live in action.
What sets the world's leading hospitals apart from the rest? It's their continued ability to deliver the highest quality patient care. Perham Health is honored to be a top 10 Minnesota hospital. Patients experience it, and Newsweek has recognized it. Even during the unpredictability of the pandemic, the nurses, doctors, and many others at Perham Health put their best foot forward. Thank you to everyone at Perham Health for continuing to provide the best patient care.
Welcome to Nias Family Sales, located just north of Highway 10 exit in Perham. Stop in today or visit niasfamilysales.com to view the quality inventory of pre-owned cars, trucks, and SUVs. Nias Family Sales can offer financing options to fit your needs, no matter your credit history. Nias Family Sales also has an experienced and reliable parts and service department that's open extra hours to help fit your hectic schedule. Nias Family Sales, the Lakes area automotive leader since 1999.
Welcome to Gene Sports Shop, located right on Main Street in Perham, Minnesota. We offer a full line of sporting goods and have everything you need for your next hunting or fishing adventure. As a third-generation family-owned business with over 60 years of experience, we pride ourselves on great customer service from our friendly, knowledgeable staff and are open 7 days a week for your convenience. We have you covered on all your fishing and hunting needs and have a great selection of clothing, bait, tackle, firearms, ammunition, and a full archery department. Gene Sports Shop, located in Perham.
New Horizons Realty has a beautiful home available on Devil's Lake. No corners cut in this 5-bedroom, 5-bath, walkout-style home that includes a 3-stall garage. Host your friends to a breathtaking lake scenery from your new cedar deck patio that is only steps away from the beach. Make it your home this summer and many summers to come. Visit PermRealEstate.com for more info and photos of this magnificent lakeside home or call 218-346-7767 today.
J&L Nutritional Consulting is the area leader in beef, dairy, and seed. J&L has over 20 years of experience, and they use the latest technology in ration balancing software to make sure every part of your feed is utilized. They provide adjustable profit and loss projections, and their seed division makes sure to bring the best seed for your field, no matter the brand. Contact Mike, Joe, and Andrew at J&L Nutritional Consulting, 218-346-7487.
Welcome into the Hive tonight as we're starting off our wrestling coverage on the varsity portion of it. We had the JV Jamboree for the young kids started earlier. This is about perfect timing. I think we're going to get the intro. You're going to see it's Mat Rat Night. Mat Rat Night means 5th and 6th graders are going to run out with one of their favorite wrestlers, and this is just such a cool part of this. It kind of sends very few things nowadays send a chill or a shiver down my spine, and this is one of them because I remember how wide-eyed my boys were when they got their chance to run out with their favorite wrestler and get to take the center mat and go across and then shake hands with the other varsity wrestler. And it really is a neat thing that the Perham Wrestling Squad does to build that tradition and build a spot where the young kids go, yeah, I want to do that. And so hats off to them. This is really kind of a neat spot. And again, the lights are down, the center lights are on, and we're looking for some good wrestling here. And thanks for joining us on the Gene Sports Shop pregame show.
Well, it's one of those unique things you talked about. It's program building from the way down. These kids have been in wrestling, the young kids have been in wrestling. They come here to watch the older guys wrestle, and now to get the chance to share the mat with them during the walkout. It's just a nice team building and program building thing, and that's the camaraderie that the sport brings.
Right, and it's kind of on its own level, I think, wrestling, and there's other great parts to basketball and to football and to softball and baseball and track and all the other sports. But it's such a close, intense sport, wrestling. I don't think you can compare it to anything else. And I think what that does is it builds this relationship. Also, it's another one where you have 7 through 12 all on the same mat. The 7th grader could run just as important part as a senior on a team. And I remember my middle son, Leighton, being an 8th grader at 106 on a team that was expected to do very well. And I remember the nerves every night because he had just as big a part starting it as the heavyweight did finishing it. And I don't think you see that in all sports. So, again, welcome to the Gene Sports pregame show. Our Goose Group's key to the match. Jason, I'm going to let you give your favorite one, and then we'll talk from there.
Well, it's been like a broken record, and I say it every year, and I learned it from former head coach Rob Mosier, interviewing him many times. It's avoiding giving up the key bonus points. You just can't give those up. And that instead of what should be a 3-point match turns into a 6. and now you're finding yourself in a bigger hole.
Yeah, that's for sure. And here come your Yellow Jackets with their jacket buddies, and I wish the lights were up for this portion of it, not for any other reason than if you could see the smiles. It is just one of those things. You don't see a bigger smile anywhere than getting to run out onto the mat with your favorite wrestler. You hit it spot on, and I spent a lot of time with Coach Mosier, and it was one of the things that he said, if we don't give up pins, we're going to win a lot. And I think it's one of those things that it comes down to a lot of times being just pride. Like, I know I'm not going to win tonight. I'm up against a better wrestler, but I can't give up those bonus points. And it's that will and that drive that comes deep inside, and I think sometimes that comes from your leadership on your team. Not so much your coaches all the time, but the wrestlers who's standing next to you who says, you got to do this for us. And I told my kids today in my 5th grade classroom that a lot of times they're going to listen to each other more than they even do the teacher. And if you're the one stepping up to say, hey, you can do better at this, or hey, you did awesome, that means more sometimes. And I think the same thing happens here, that the wrestler standing next to you says, you got to do this for us. We need you tonight, is such a huge thing. So, that would be our Goose Group. Keys to the match, bonus points. We're on the Gene Sports Shop pregame show, and we're going to come back with some starting lineups and see the young guys run out after a few messages.
At the Goose Gang, we believe there's a kid in all of us, and we are here to help you find the exciting new toy or game to bring a bit of extra fun to your day. We stock the best toys from around the world to promote learning, imagination, and play. Everything you need to bring your family together. No matter what you're looking for or what age your birth certificate says, we have something for everyone. Don't miss our handcrafted popcorn, wide selection of candy, or the specialty sodas. Treat yourself at the Goose Gang.
Odds are there's an ace right in your neighborhood. With expert advice and the right tools to make your quick fixes even quicker. Around the block, what you need in stock. With people who know their stuff. Welcome to the Home Convenience Store.
Hi, this is Mallory Stotterell.
And Erica Saylor from Lakes Ace Hardware.
You can expect expert help for your next project at Lakes Ace Hardware.
Right here in downtown Perham.
Ace is the place with the helpful hardware, folks.
Hanson's Plumbing and Heating provides the highest quality products and services to ensure the comfort and safety of all their customers. It's what they do. Henry Hanson, later known as Hardware Hank, first opened the family hardware store in the early 1930s in Vergas, Minnesota. Today, they are proud to carry on his legacy of hard work and honesty through teamwork, fellowship, cutting-edge technology, and forward thinking. 218-346-2422 or make a visit in Perham, Vergas, or Detroit Lakes today. Hanson's Plumbing and Heating, proudly serving Minnesota families for over 80 years.
Reuter Family Dentistry, with locations in Perham and Wadena, welcomes new patients. Here's what Reuter Family Dentistry can offer you.
We offer wisdom teeth removal, sedation dentistry, dental implants, root canals, cosmetic dentistry, and Invisalign.
The fact that it can be done here is really important for me because it's a chore sometimes getting all your maintenance done. So if it's all done in the right place, that makes it a lot easier.
What sets the world's leading hospitals apart from the rest? It's their continued ability to deliver the highest quality patient care. Perham Health is honored to be a top 10 Minnesota hospital. Patients experience it, and Newsweek has recognized it. Even during the unpredictability of the pandemic, the nurses, doctors, and many others at Perham Health put their best foot forward. Thank you to everyone at Perham Health for continuing to provide the best patient care.
Hey, welcome back to the Hive and wrestling action tonight. The OTC Bulldogs versus the Perham Yellow Jackets. You can see the coaches and captains meeting along with the officials tonight. And again, we're on the Gene Sports Shop pregame show. We talked about the Goose Group keys to the match and bonus points. And I think if you're the Yellow Jackets, that's what you want to rack up tonight, and we'll see what happens. Definitely J&L Nutrition backyard starting lineups. I'm not even going to guess because of all the switches at OTC, but I am going to fill you in a little bit on the Yellow Jackets. Usually at 106 is Dresden Wegscheid. He's a 9th grader, 9-13 record on the season. 113 has been kind of a spot where they've been flipping kids through, and I see Chevy Heron wrestle tonight on JV, so it'll be someone else tonight. At 120, Ike Adams is an 8th grader. He's 14-7. At 126, Tegan Detloff is also an 8th grader at 15-7. At 132 is Chandler Mickelson, an 11th grader. He's 19-6 on the season, followed by at 138 Carson Byer, an 11th grader, who is 16-8. At 145, Nick Peters picked up his 50th win the other night. He is 7-11. At 152, and you're going to see the young guys running out with the old guys throwing T-shirts, and this is really awesome. So I'll try to do this really quick. At 152, Kaden Felt, a senior, 8-11 on the season, followed by 160, Tristan Larson, a 9th grader, who's 12-12. At 170, Logan Gooks, a 9th grader. He's 3-15 on the year, but don't be deceived. He is a really tough wrestler. Then you kind of get to the heart of the order for the Yellow Jackets. At 182, Braylon Rock is a junior, 16-4, having a really nice start to the season, as well as at 195, Hudson Hackle, who's 17-4. So back-to-back, really a good spot for the Yellow Jackets there. 220, Rory Lindquist coming back off of injury, a senior at 6-9. Cash Burke is filled in, a 10th grader at 4-9, so nice to have some flexibility there. And at 285, Jackson Vetch, 11th grader, 16-11, and man, Jackson has sent us some thrills this year with what he has done. So that will be our J&L Nutrition backyard starting lineup, and you're seeing the young guys come out with the old guys, and they made their own T-shirts, and they're sending them to the crowd. So we'll let Bruce Perham take a little bit here, and we'll see if we can pick up some of these guys. So we're back here on live from the Hive, and they're going through some starting lineup type stuff. And again, we want to thank Gene Sports Shop for the pregame show, Goose Group for the keys to the match, which Jason did such a great job with. J&L Nutrition in the backyard with our starting lineups through the night. We'll hear from Perham Health on blood timeouts. Reuter Family Dentistry pin to win. United Community Bank will be at the end of the match. Jason and I will talk about the ATM pin of the match. KLN for our scoreboard. EOT Insurance for our mid-match summary, which will come about 145, 152, somewhere in there where we can make it fit. And then we will have the Soda Properties Zero Res Carpet Cleaning post-game show. During that, we'll do the ATM pin of the match. We'll do the Farm Bureau Financial move of the match, and we will also award the JFC Luxury Homes Interior by Winkles River's Edge Cabinetry Wrestler of the match, as we're about ready to go here. And there are going to be all kinds of moves here. I wish I could have told you OTC's starting lineup. I'm not even really sure about the Yellow Jackets. I know Bo Bush is coming out for his opening, probably his first match on varsity, and I almost think it's open, but I'm not sure. Try to pick up some of those things as we go. So we'll guide you the best we can. Between the two of us, we'll have an ear towards Bruce Perham at the head table, and he'll guide us to where we're going to go tonight.
Indeed, Lance, and this is one of those, you talked about some of those open weights. That's tough for a team like OTC, so now you're looking at it. You just got to go and compete for yourself, and try to work for seedings if you can get some big wins tonight.
Right, and there you see Bo Bush opens up at 106 with a forfeit or an open weight, and so the Yellow Jackets up 6-0. And Dresden Wegscheid is going to move up to wrestle at 113, and he's wrestling Dylan Gessler, I believe they said, and Drez is in on an early 2-point takedown. Escape there for Dylan. Makes it 2-1. Nice job, really quick, and you can see that Dresden is a veteran on the mat, even for being a 9th grader. Gets his second takedown, escape, and now Drez takedown again, getting some back points and looking for more than that, and he got it. There is your first Reuter Family Dentistry pin to win by Dresden Wegscheid in about 45 seconds. So, again, a good start for the Yellow Jackets. They're now up 12-0 as they start the match, and we're going to head into 120. So, don't go too far away. This is moving along really fast. At 120, Kaitana Lopez Moan, and for the Yellow Jackets, Ike Adams. Ike Adams with the early 2-point takedown. Again, Ike there looking for the tilt. Now getting the arm bar, maybe rolling it through. Lots of great things here at the Hive. The one thing is the second bar for me to see during wrestling, Jason, is just doesn't always work out so well. Escape there for Lopez Moan makes it 2-1. Ike working at a pretty fast pace right now. Again, you can see probably one of the things that they talked about in the match is tempo, because Drez came out with the same tempo. Adams there with another takedown. Takes a 4-1 lead on your KLN Family Brand scoreboard. Again, we're a lot of things happening. We're looking for United Community Bank ATM pin of the match. So we already have one of those underway. We'll see if it can be outdone through the night. And there's a tilt for 3 more near fall points, making the score 7-1. We'll also be looking for our Farm Bureau Financial Services move of the mat. Nice job here on a nice move by Ike Adams. He's definitely picking up the near fall points. You can see the official counting it out. The official's holding 3, which means it's 10-1, but Ike's looking for another one of those Reuter Family Dentistry pin to win, and a nice job by Lopez Moan to get out of that. So another near fall 3 points. We're still in the first period with a few seconds left. 10-1 lead for Ike Adams. And that's what it'll be going into the second. It is, the choice goes to the Bulldogs. Bulldogs defer. Ike Adams says, I'll take down. So Ike in the down position, leading, quick stand-up, leading 10-1. Peels the wrist and gets the escape. Ike Adams right back to work on his offense. Head-to-head, snap around, gets the takedown.
This is where you talk about, turning a major into attack, or in that situation here, you can see Adams working right now.
Right, and 13-1, he's got the bonus well in hand. So again, another takedown. He's definitely looking for one of two things. One, get that tech fall for 5 points, or get a takedown in a position or work off the top where you can get that 6-point pin for the Yellow Jackets. And again, we're at that point. It's 15-2, so I don't think you want to goof around here too much longer. And here goes Ike. Ike's got a nice, he's going to have to pin on this one. He gets a chance to pin out of this move, even though the 3 points is there, which will make it 18-2, which makes it a 16-point tech fall. But as long as this is in play, Ike gets the chance to pin. And so, again, you want to see Ike's head come up here a little bit. Again, he's trying to scoot, trying to put some leverage in, get some pressure on that shoulder. And usually, like, when this happens, it gets pretty darn tight here. So Ike is looking for the Reuter family dentistry pin to win, and he gets it. And Ike is fired up, and so are the Yellow Jackets tonight with another fall. For the Yellow Jackets, puts our score at 16-0, heading into 126 pounds. And it looks like Carson Zeise coming out.
Well, what I like what I've seen from the Yellow Jackets tonight, taking care of business against a team that we've kind of touched on it. You know, is going to be a little short-handed, and the Yellow Jackets have been really taking care of business early on.
Well, and the other thing, that's an awesome observation, Jason. And the other thing that I like is Bo Bush was in there. If nothing else, he got that feel of getting out on the mat. Now we're seeing Carson Zeise out there. So we're sprinkling in a very talented next group for the Yellow Jackets. And this is good for them because, like you said, you touched on it earlier, who knows when, knock on wood, injury, sickness, those things happen. In every wintertime sport, it seems like you're going to need depth, and we're creating it right now.
And, well, that's when we're talking. There's some unique action here in this opening minute.
Right, and Zeise's going to come out on top on this one because he did a really nice job there of high hipping that one. And he's going up against Mason Christensen for the Bulldogs. And there's an escape by Christensen. So 2-1, 52 seconds remain. Mason Christensen's an 8th grader. He did place 5th in Section 6A last year in the section. So, again, he's had some mat time. This is not another one. It's not somebody who's young who doesn't have mat experience, and sometimes we see that youth and we think, oh, they're inexperienced. This isn't the case here, as he had 28-30 matches last year. But nice job by Zeise down on that single leg. We got potentially dangerous, and nice job stopping. Again, shoulders and knees seem to be the biggest issues with wrestling, and a nice job by this official just going, let's stay out of harm's way. Let's keep these guys healthy. We're under 10 seconds, and Zeise, if he can get a hand down here, and there's that, but now a nice bounce by Christensen keeps him out of that, giving up that takedown. So Zeise had it, and then Christensen kind of hit the mat and bounced right back up. So we're going to go 2-1 into the second period. Zeise's choice, he defers. Christensen says, I'll take down. Christensen up. Zeise, nice job with the mat takedown. Looks for a nice tilt. He's got it. He got one count. There's one count again. That dreaded one count, but he's in a good position here. I'm not sure. Now looks at a cradle. Looks like he has it locked in, and it looks like it's going to be I thought he was going to be able to pull him straight back, but Christensen's strong, and he holds off Zeise there. A lot of people, I think, would have went back with the motion that was going, but Zeise still got it in, and he rolls it over, and there we're getting more than one count this time. There's a 3-point near fall for Zeise. He takes a 5-1 lead. Zeise's got to be careful. That arm gets peeled up. He gets 3 more near fall. He has to be careful, though, not to get too high like that. He had his arm coming over the top, and that sometimes leads you to a bad position as you get rolled. Zeise doing a nice job keeping balance right now, and now starting to flatten out Christensen again, and that's a good position for Zeise right now. So 30 seconds remain. Zeise's up 8-1. Talked about bonus points. We're at 7. Again, we're going to get a restart in the middle of the mat. Again, if you're Zizy, I think you want to get to a spot where you're getting that major and that major's locked in. Sometimes that's tougher said than done when you're on the top wrestling, as definitely Mason Christensen is a strong wrestler and not giving up anything too easy to Zizy. Here's Zizy, rolls him up again in another cradle. He's got it nice and tight, but again, I think it's one of those that the shoulders weren't flat, and so we're going to get 3 points near fall right at the buzzer, which is going to give 11-1 lead, which is exactly what we talked about. Secure that manger. Now go to work and see what else you can get.
I think just Zizy's energy in the mat tonight, just bringing a lot of going right at his opponent tonight and doing a nice job of bringing the energy and kind of being the bulldog of the two of the mat.
Right, and Christensen takes down, and Zizy gets the reversal and is up 13-1. So now we're getting to that tech fall position again, kind of like Ike Adams was. I think you try for that tech fall, but you definitely want it to end in a pinning type move, so that way you're able to gain that extra point. But here's a tilt.
It's almost dangerous there. You almost rolled over on him.
He gets a 2-point near fall.
I believe you had that the other night in a duel where it looked like one guy was going for the pin and flipped over. And
yeah, we've had some interesting ones, and that other night was just a blast. And it was here comes a cradle, and again there's that cradle again, and it happened in the JV match where that cradle was either too tight or the head slipped out, and now it's 15-1. Zizy re-secures. Boy, Zizy's just doing a nice job of just keeping his leverage on top, and the next move is going to, if it's near fall, is going to give Zizy the tech fall, so he definitely wants to be in a pinning combination when he does this, but he's not going to be disappointed with the tech fall. And again, this is a spot. Zizy's had some varsity experience. We've been kind of set in our lineup. This is a really good night to get him some action, and he shows he's ready to go when his number is called. And we have a stall. We have a stall on Christensen this time. Still 15-1, and again, Zizy locks up that cradle. And took my breath away there for a second as he tried to drop that cradle over and ended up flat on his back, but he again got to the call, and we have a Perham Health blood timeout, and we'll take that timeout with the Perham Health, and we'll be right back after these messages.
Budget Blinds, based in Detroit Lakes, serving Perham, Fergus Falls, and Park Rapids, is celebrating its 30th anniversary. Whether you need blinds, shades, shutters, drapes, check out the entire inventory online, budgetblinds.com. Also, schedule a consultation on the website. Have more questions? Give them a call, 218-206-9599. Budget Blinds is backed by the #1 provider for custom window coverings in North America and is your local window coverings expert. Visit online, budgetblinds.com.
We're back here at 126 action, 12.9 seconds on your KLN family scoreboard. Zizy up 15-1. Again, he's got 12 seconds to try to get that near fall points as he's in the top position in order to secure that tech fall. Otherwise, it's going to be a major decision in the favor of Zizy. And again, on your again, we're going to go to the EOT mid-match summary right now. Bo Bush started out tonight coming out at 106, and he received a forfeit, which made it 6-0 in favor of the Yellow Jackets. Then Dresden Wegscheid bumped up to 113. He did just an excellent job and got really physical and came out with guns a-blazing, and he pinned Dylan Gesslinger at 45 seconds to put the Yellow Jackets up 12-0. Then Ike Adams followed up with another Reuter family dentistry fall, and that's where we stand. The Yellow Jackets leading 18-0 as we are at 126 and looking for that tilt, pulling all that weight over on top of him, but not happening. So it's going to be a 15-1 major decision in favor of Carson Zizy. So that puts 4 more points on the scoreboard for the Yellow Jackets, and they now lead 22-0 heading in to 132 pounds. And it looks like we're bumping down here. Kaden Soma for the Ottertail Central Bulldogs, and Tegan Detloff for the Yellow Jackets. Tegan, an 8th grader. Tegan having a really good start to the year and wrestled some really good kids to start with, and just kind of battled his way through to where he's at right now. And you're going to see a really accomplished wrestler for an 8th grader as he gets the first takedown and a 2-point lead there for Mr. Detloff.
Very familiar name, Perham Athletics, all over the place with the Detloff family, and Tegan's been having a nice season so far for the Yellow Jackets on the mats.
Right, he is up 4-1 now 4-2 after the escape, and just a really good wrestler, has done a ton of wrestling, is way above his years when it comes to mat time, and you'll see that as you watch him wrestle. And I'm trying to find my Perham sheet, and I have no idea what I did with it, so I was going to give you exact records. Oh, there we go. Again, both hip into each other in throw positions. Tegan Detloff comes in with a 15-7 record, and when you're wrestling who the Yellow Jackets wrestle, being down in the cities, getting the Thief River Falls, the Pequot Lakes, Pine River Bacchuses, those type, 15-7 record for an 8th grader is outstanding, and Tegan just continues to do good things on the mat. And again, he's kind of become a little bit of a stopper. Then things aren't going so well for the Yellow Jackets. Tegan kind of steps on the mat and takes control of things. So Tegan with another takedown. He's up 6-2 as they both go off the mat with 20 seconds remaining.
Unique. You talk about the stopper tonight. He's really not needed in that role, but he has played a big role in this middleweight here for the Yellow Jackets this year in several of those duels.
Right, and we're really young at the bottom, and it shows sometimes, and they're getting better each match. And here Detloff looks like he's got a cradle in. As they roll, the cradle's broken. But Tegan's been one of those guys that no matter if we're down, up, he comes onto the mat with that same lunch pail type mentality, and he's going to come out and stop it. And he wants to stop it, and he's upset if he doesn't. So you got to like that will to win that he brings to the mat for the Yellow Jackets. He's up 6-2. Into the second period, he chooses the down position. Kaden Soma is a 9th grader. So again, a couple of young wrestlers here as we're going in an escape for Detloff and a takedown for Detloff. Detloff up 9-2 now, and again he's flirting with those bonus points as well. Escape for Soma makes it 9-3. So again, it's a kind of the takedown game happening here. A good position here. If you're Detloff, he got in to that shot really deep. Now he's kind of got on bury himself, and he does just that and gets the takedown. And again, there's the 8 points. So now you've got 3 minutes here to try to increase this lead and to build that lead for the Yellow Jackets tonight. Yeah, when you look at the Yellow Jackets lineup, 9th grader at 106, 8th grader at 113, 8th grader at 120, 8th grader at 126. Again, we moved Detloff, the 8th grader, up to 132 tonight. That's youth, and they're getting nothing but better. Oh, there's an escape and a total setup there by Detloff as Detloff let him escape, let him relax for a second, grab that headlock. He has back points going. He has the takedown. It's secured, and there's the pin. And another Reuter family dentistry pin to win by Detloff in the second period at 30 seconds remaining. And again, the Yellow Jackets are racking up those bonus points. They now lead 28-0 going in to 138 pounds, where the Yellow Jackets bring out kind of their first upperclassman now that Chandler Mickelson isn't tonight. We're going to see Carson Byer. Oh, it is Mickelson. Okay, good. Well, Mickelson's coming out. My mistake. I should have known. No blue headgear. So the call there, Chandler Mickelson at 132. is 11th grader, 19-6, currently rated 8th in the state of Minnesota. He's coming out there and is having a really good start to the season. He's 19-6.
And here's a kid that's been battle tested, a couple state tournament appearances in his career, and you just know he knows what to do in a big moment.
He does, and I think they're getting a little work in for some of these guys, knowing that weight might even be a little bit of an issue coming into tomorrow night and having to be ready with 1 pound weight allowance tomorrow night. But we have an 8-4 score, and I can hardly write this fast, so maybe I'll just stop with my book here as we're going. But Mickelson is adding to his takedown totals for sure for the season. And I didn't catch, I think it's Carson Roll. I'm not quite sure, though. I didn't catch that name, and I don't know if you did either, Jason.
I did not.
Sometimes it gets a little hard to hear up here, but
the enthusiasm in the gym is making it tough to hear up here tonight.
Again, nice move here. Mickelson with another Reuter family dentistry pin to win, and that takes the score to 34-0 for the Yellow Jackets, and I'll do a better job of trying to hear who's coming out. Like I said, nothing is as planned, so we're making all kinds of notes all over the place.
I think that wrestler is probably grateful he did not hear his name on Magnitude tonight.
Now we have Carson Beyer, and I should know better. I should be looking for those blue headgear, which he has wore since about 6th grade. Connor Nelson coming out for the Bulldogs. Beyer for the Yellow Jackets at 138. Beyer is another junior, and you're going to see this junior class is pretty strong. They've kind of stuck together through all of this, and they're all having really good campaigns this year. And Beyer's looking for his takedown, wrestling up a weight here. He gets the takedown and then an escape. So it's kind of the same pattern. It's a little bit like Groundhog's Day as we're kind of going through the same thing. Beyer in on a shot. Again, I like the quickness of Beyer. I've seen him more confident this year than I have seen him in past years. He's up against Connor Nelson, who was 5th in Section 6A last year. He is a senior. So, again, we're starting to see a few older wrestlers here for the Ottertail Central Bulldogs. But, again, it's kind of hitting up at the same spot. The Yellow Jackets bring their experience, and again, it's one of those nights, I think, for the Yellow Jackets, it's one of those things that becomes infectious, and as you start to see this takedown game happening, everybody wants to get a part of it.
And on top of it, it's going to build you some momentum going into tomorrow to the conference tournament, where you always want to be a conference champion and to have a chance to build up some momentum going into that, as well as you get ready for the stretch run. Is there some key duels coming up ahead for the Yellow Jackets as well? And not trying to look too far ahead. We got one of them next Friday when the Yellow Jackets take on their rival down the road.
Right, and that's always a fun one. And in the past few years here, the Yellow Jackets have done very well against the Frazee Hornets. But every year's a new year, and it's every year is those. But I know it kind of amps up that, even though it's not a section opponent anymore, and those sorts of things. It still matters, and you know what? These kids look forward to it, and I sometimes believe the adults look forward to it more as they relive their glory days, watching those wrestlers out there. And you'll hear a lot of "I remember when's" when you watch that match coming up here. So 6-2 Beyer. Looking for some back points, but a roll through there by Nelson. And we're going to be down to no time on the clock, and we'll head into the second period. Beyer ahead 6-2, and it looks like it is Christensen's choice. He must have deferred. I'm going to go Beyer down. Again, I set the camera up, my own mistake, right in front of me, which wasn't the smartest move of the evening, but I won't get the move of the match, that's for sure. Again, Beyer coming out. He gets himself free, takes that escape for one. He now leads 7-2. Again, he's working his way into that major decision. He is wrestling Connor Nelson, a senior, placed 5th in the section last year. I tried to get some I tried to get some records from this year. I was unsuccessful, but we'll go with what my research showed. Byer with another takedown takes a 9-2 lead on your KLN Family Brands scoreboard. Again, I'd like to thank Gene Sports Shop for bringing us the pregame show, the Goose Group for bringing us the keys of the match, which we said was bonus points, and hooray for the Yellow Jackets as they're making that look like we know what we're talking about. And then again, J&L Nutrition, the backyard, thanks for the starting lineups. We gave you what we thought the Yellow Jackets would bring, and it's kind of been what we thought with OTC. They're moving people around and doing different things, and as I'm busy yapping, Byer with another takedown leads 11-3.
Well, you've done a good job of thanking our sponsors and getting them in, Lance. Nice job. And it's busy getting them in, and we'd like to thank them again, as you tell, for their support of Yellow Jacket activities and keeping us busy almost every night.
Right, and it is, and it's one of those things that you may think I don't enjoy it, but I do. Jason makes fun of me. I'll go home, and there's back points for Byer, and Byer's looking for the fall. I'll be watching the basketball game from tonight. I'll look at some of these matches, and I probably watch it just as much as anybody else. Byer's trying to, the more Nelson moves here, the more Byer's tightening it up. Now he's got the head wrapped, and we're looking for the fall. And there it is. Fall. Byer. Reuter Family Dentistry, pin to win by Carson Byer, and he keeps the pin party going. And I used your line the other night because you like to use it in basketball that there's no party like a three-point party, and I said there's no party like a pin party. So we're stealing lines from Jason Groth tonight on Magnitude Sports Network.
At 152 pounds from OTC, Tommy Elliott, and from Perham, Kaden Felt.
And now it looks like we're getting back on schedule. For the first time tonight, two guys that I have listed are actually wrestling. So we have Kaden Felt going for the Yellow Jackets at 152 pounds. He's going to be wrestling Tommy Eilert. Again, Tommy Eilert is a senior for the OTC, so seniors kind of in the last 2-3 matches. And again, it's senior versus senior. For the Yellow Jackets, it's Kaden Felt. He is a senior, 8-11 record. If you have not watched Kaden Felt wrestle, he likes his throws, and you can see him looking for upper body right here. He is a high risk, high reward type of wrestler, and sometimes that can be frustrating, but a lot of times it's a whole lot of fun when you get to see guys going through the air. Again, both wrestlers just kind of getting things settled in here. We've got about a minute remaining. No score on the clock. Yellow Jackets leading. Oh, there is a nice single leg pickup, but then Felt tries to throw. Now we have Eilert. He kind of rolls back towards Felt and gets the 2-point takedown. Excuse me there. A lot of talking here in the last few days.
That'll happen, but this match is kind of one of those high-paced matches that we kind of anticipated, I think, tonight, Lance.
Yeah, and it's kind of fun. And here's a attempt for a lift and and here goes Felt. Felt with the throw. If he doesn't roll through, we're going to see if he gets two. Both up. Man, that was some action there, and Felt had it set up just the way he wanted to on Eilert. And if you're Eilert, you cannot want to step in there again, and once you felt that throw happen. 30 seconds remaining on the KLN Family Brand score clock tonight. Kaden Felt down 2-1 to Tommy Eilert from the OTC Bulldogs. So again, one of these, we have two seniors on the mat. Both of them experienced wrestlers. Both of them look like they're not afraid to throw somebody. And there's what the Yellow Jackets probably didn't want to see, was a 2-point takedown right in the last seconds by Eilert, and he takes a 4-1 lead into the second. But one of the things as Eilert takes down, one of the things is you're wrestling Felt. I don't care if it's 4-1 or 14-1. you got to watch out, because at any time you can be put on your back and pinned by one Kaden Felt, and so never feel too secure. Eilert with a quick switch off of it, body lock there by Felt, and he takes him right back to the mat. But impressive job by Eilert, just spinning around and getting himself back there.
I was saying the momentum, though, that's got to be tough. A last-second move that leads to 2 points, trying to rebuild, but you don't have time to think about it right away. You have to get right back at it.
Exactly, and again, Felt with an arm bar in, and I thought he had it. Now he goes to that near side cradle, and they roll through, but this is going to get him some back points. Nice series of moves, and a pin by Kaden Felt, and just what we talked about. You just never know when you're wrestling Felt. He has some really good moves, and he pulls one off there, and the Yellow Jackets go up 46-0 on your KLN Family Brand scoreboard. And that went from a really good feeling for Mr. Tommy Eilert to a really bad in a hurry.
Just a nice performance by Felt. You touched on it. You said you never know what you're going to expect, kind of. He gives up the 2 points, trails 4-1, and then takes control of the second period, and just like that, gets a big fall and continues that party.
It does, and there ain't no party like a pinpoint party. I'm getting better. We're adding to it. Logan Gook on the mat for the Yellow Jackets. Logan Gook is a 9th grader, and Logan's one of those that we talked about here as we get a stall call right off the bat here by the official. Logan is 3-15, but he has... it always seems like if you had to pull out the tough card draw, it was going to be Logan Gook who does it. And Logan is a really well-built 9th grader, and he's also been wrestling up at 170. So here he gets a shot at 160. He gets the initial takedown, and he leads 2-0, and he's pulling the... Oh, he's going to get some back points here. A nice move there by Mr. Gook. He's tightening it up, and he's looking to get into that Reuter Family Dentistry pin party, and he does. And a nice job by Logan Gook in 55 seconds. He gets the fall, and it leads to a 52-0 score heading into 170 pounds.
Kind of what we expected, a dominant night, and Yellow Jackets have really delivered.
Yeah, and we're getting some moves going all over the place here. This is William Schwartz for OTC. He is going to face Kelvin Berry, and I believe this is Kelvin Berry's maybe one of his first matches on varsity this season. And so, again, another place that Coach Vetz is trying to build some depth, and I like that, especially when you're already up 52-0. Schwartz, Berry goes in on a single. He's still got it. Schwartz is trying to be heavy on the head now to the Wizard, but Berry doing a nice job. Now he pulls that down, but again with that drag, but Schwartz goes right over the top, and he takes a 2-point takedown to lead 2-0 in early. But here comes Berry working his way out of there. If he can get to his base and stand up, he'll get the escape, and he does. Berry now trailing 2-1 with a minute remaining on your KLN Family Brands scoreboard.
And if this is indeed his first match, I think it's a unique opportunity. You're putting a kid in a spot in his first match. It's a non-pressure situation because the dual situation's over, so now it's his motivation to go out and try to get a win in his first match.
And if it's not, he's had very few. And also the lights are off. You're at center stage. You're doing all of those things. A nice little takedown effort, and there he gets it. Nice job, Berry. He takes a 3-2 lead, and you said it great, Jason, that this is a great spot to do some of these things, and if you're the Yellow Jackets. And just get our listeners kind of up. I think that we're going to see some open weights here. I think the OTC is going to bypass Rock and Hackle, which I can't blame them the way those two have been wrestling. Maybe somebody will come out, but early signs were that those two were gonna receive byes tonight. We'll see if they come out to the mat, but we'll talk a little bit about both of them and their leadership and what they're doing as well on the mat. But here's a really good match happening for both squads. It's 3-2. Berry over Schwartz. Schwartz in the down position. So he's looking for that quick tie it up in the second period. give you a little heads up if you have any updates from, I don't know if the girls' game has started at Barnesville yet or not, over on our sister station on Magnitude Sports. Mike Mason on the call. Ooh, Barry's got a nice arm bar in. He steps over the top. He's got Schwartz in a bad way. He's getting back points. Again, we want to see that head elevate a little bit by Barry. And there's the fall. Another Reuter family dentistry pin to win by Kelvin Barry. An awesome job coming out on the mat tonight. And it is now 58-0 in favor of your hometown Yellow Jackets. At 182 pounds, the Yellow Jackets. Braylon Rock out. He will receive the win, which will be his 17th victory on the season. And again, the scoreboard just keeps going in the way of the Yellow Jackets, 64-0.
Yellow Jackets are up 24-10 on Barnesville in Barnesville.
Hudson Hackle comes out. Hudson Hackle, Braylon Rock and Hudson Hackle, both juniors. Braylon now 17-4, Hudson 18-4. Both had their 50th win not too long ago. And probably the last match of the night, I'm just going to warn everybody, Jackets are up 70-0. Cash Burke comes out for the Yellow Jackets. It was good to see Rory Lindquist back. He's going to go up against Cale Rich. Cale is a state entrant last year for the Hornets. Sorry, I'm a week ahead of myself now. The Bulldogs, Cale Rich was 26-18 last year, Section 6A runner-up. He got into the state tournament, went 0-2. But again, an accomplished wrestler here. The Yellow Jackets go with Cash Burke. Cash Burke is a 10th grader. He is 4-9, and there is a takedown right to his back. And we're maybe looking at a Reuter family dentistry pin to win for the Bulldogs. Again, Cash is staying, trying to push off here, hold his own. It's a long time coming, and there's the pin. And a fall for Cale Rich at 1:07. Now makes your score 70-6. I believe Rory Lindquist is going to come out at heavyweight, but I believe, if I know, it's going to be open for. So Rory Lindquist is going to get the last points for the Yellow Jackets. Going to make that final score 76-6. Again, it's one of those nights, Jason, and it was a quick night for the Yellow Jackets. I think they wanted to make it that way, and I think what I'm seeing from the Yellow Jackets is a whole new level of confidence when they're out on the mat. Not, I think we could win. We are going to win. And if that's what I've seen over this last 2 weeks, that's going to bode well to carry over to tomorrow, which we'll touch on in our post-game show coming up. We'll kind of recap everything. We'll talk about the different awards we're going to give out, but we will come back after a couple minutes here, and we'll do the Soda Properties Zero Res carpet cleaning post-match show right here from the Hive.
Soda Lake Properties is a property management company that offers a wide range of local services year-round. Yard care and landscaping services in the spring and summer, and snow removal and watercraft solutions in the winter. They also offer interior design services that will make your home or office look refreshed and inviting. not to mention soda cleaning services for residential and commercial buildings, along with construction sites. To learn more about all these services and the revolutionary zero-res carpet cleaning, visit the website today. Just type in SodaLakesProperties.com.
How has United Community Bank helped you guys through the years now?
Well, we started 13 years ago with one employee in a little shop out of our home. And now over the years we've grown to about 25 employees and 2 shop buildings. So they have absolutely been amazing, supported us, trusted us, and put their faith in us. We just really couldn't have done it without United Community Bank. They are just really supportive.
Sweet chaos. Delightfully disruptive.
I didn't know what a derecho was. Didn't know that kind of storm existed. I didn't worry a bit about my coverage. It did not let me down. I was not caught blindsided. The secret is to have an agent that gets you insured for your needs. If you don't have Farm Bureau, you don't have good insurance.
Contact Farm Bureau agent Michelle Beck in Perham at 218-345-4010.
Welcome to the Cactus. The Cactus was built from a passion to gather, to celebrate, and to experience sophisticated fun. Gather your group, rival friends in a game of golf, or lace up the bowling shoes in a grand rendition of the classic American pastime while you enjoy our classic American cuisine served from our scratch kitchen. Don't forget, the Cactus is your go-to watch party destination for all Perham Yellow Jacket broadcasts. The Cactus, a unique dining and entertainment venue, 43521 Fort Thunder Road in Perham.
There is a voice inside of you. Do you hear it? An ember burning deep within, calling you to gather your tribe, beckoning you deep into the wild, and instilling in you the courage of 10 Wolverines. You know that voice.
Yep, it's me, your inner otter, and I want you to visit findyourinnerotter.com to explore all that Ottertail Lakes Country, Minnesota has in store for you. See you soon.
Well, welcome back to your Soda Properties Zero Res Carpet Cleaning post-match show, and right here live from the Hive. So lots of things for the Yellow Jackets, lots of good things going on tonight. Probably a few first wins for a couple people. I know one for sure, and then a couple other people, wrestlers got into the match that, again, we talked about it building some depth for the Yellow Jackets. So real quickly, we'll recap. We'll go to a few commercial break, then we'll come back on the Soda Property Zero Res Carpet Cleaning Postgame Show will award your United Community Bank ATM Pin of the Match, your Farm Bureau Financial Services Move of the Match, and your JFC Luxury Homes Interiors by Winkles River's Edge Cabinetry Wrestler of the Meet. So we've got it all dialed in. We're going to leave you on suspense as I kind of recap what's going on, what went on here tonight. So obviously, look at the scoreboard, 76-6. A lot went well for the Yellow Jackets. Not much went well for if you're a Bulldog fan. But again, it's one of those things that it happens fast in wrestling once it starts going. So here's how it happened. At 106, Bo Bush receives a forfeit, and the Yellow Jackets go up 6-0. Followed at 113, Dresden Wegscheid with a quick pin over Dylan Geisler. At 120, Ike Adams with a fall over Lopez Moen. At 126, the Yellow Jackets started to make some moves and get some wrestlers in. Carson Zize comes through with a 15-1 major decision over Christensen. At 132, Detloff with a fall over Soma. At 138, we came out. Let's see, how did we go there? Mickelson, we bumped down Mickelson over Roll by fall. Then at 145, Byer beats Nelson by fall. At 152, Kaden Felt in a kind of a highly wild match to start with. He wins by fall. Logan Gook over Hooper by fall early in that match as well. Then we went, Kelvin Berry comes in and beats Schwartz in the second period by fall, and at that point it was 58-0 the Yellow Jackets. At that point, Braylon Rock comes out and Hudson Hackle comes out, and OTC just was open, and that's probably okay too. The way the night was going. So again, at that point after 195, the Yellow Jackets were up 70-0, well in hand. Cash Burke comes out and takes on a really, really tough customer from the OTC Bulldogs and Cale Rich. Cale Rich wins by fall. Cale Rich is a returning state entrant for the Bulldogs. And then in the end of the night, Rory Lindquist comes out. The Bulldogs were open at 285, so Rory takes the win there, and the Yellow Jackets win 76-6. And you brought up bonus points. I think the Yellow Jackets fulfilled that tonight.
There's a plenty tonight. I think one of the awards that we have to give out, I think Kaden Felt's got to be in there for something, because of the way his match was. He gave up the late 2 points at the end of the period and then came back and just erased that from his memory in a matter of 30 seconds and got a pin, and was part of that party that you talked about tonight, that pin party. But I thought his just outstanding. You know, you go from having the momentum going down 4-1, thinking who knows what could happen next, and then all of a sudden your arm's being raised.
Right, and a really nice job by Kaden Felt, and we'll kind of leave you in suspense. We have 3 things to award coming up. We have the United Community Bank ATM Pin of the Match, Farm Bureau Financial Services Move of the Match, and the JFC Luxury Homes Interiors by Winkles River's Edge Cabinetry Wrestler of the Meet. So we'll kind of rediscuss. Jason threw out a name there. I've got a couple in my hat. We'll come back after about a 2-minute break. We'll award those awards and wrap up and tell you what's coming up next for us and what's coming up next for the Yellow Jackets.
The domestic dog, a relative of the wild wolf, now a gentle, loyal member of your family. And through the good times and the more challenging, we love them no matter what. That's why we feed them the best. Nutrisource is the kind of clean, premium food you'd feed a loyal pet who would follow you to the ends of the earth, even when you don't want them to. Don't just feed your pet, nourish their whole body. Nutrisource, where pet health begins.
J&L Nutritional Consulting is the area leader in beef, dairy, and seed. J&L has over 20 years of experience, and they use the latest technology in ration balancing software to make sure every part of your feed is utilized. They provide adjustable profit and loss projections, and their seed division makes sure to bring the best seed for your field, no matter the brand. Contact Mike, Joe, and Andrew at J&L Nutritional Consulting, 218-346-7487.
I didn't know what a derecho was. Didn't know that kind of storm existed. I didn't worry a bit about my coverage. It did not let me down. I was not caught blindsided. The secret is to have an agent that gets you insured for your needs. If you don't have Farm Bureau, you don't have good insurance.
Contact Farm Bureau agent Michelle Beck in Perham at 218-345-4010.
Welcome back to the Hive as the Yellow Jackets victorious tonight, 76-6 over the Ottertail Central Bulldogs. And we're going to do two of the three after we're discussing. It's pretty tough when you have to do pins when you have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9 pins and 2 opens.
I'll say every match except for one was a pin.
Yeah, and so going through those, if you're winning tonight, congratulations. So we'll start with the ATM pin of the match, brought to you by United Community Bank, and that is going to go to Kelvin Berry, who stepped out and took Varsity by storm as he came out, and I don't know if that was his home debut. I know he's had a few matches at the varsity level at some point in his career, but he came out here tonight, got a big pin. And so Kelvin Berry is your United Community Bank ATM pin of the match, which leads us to the second of the third that we'll do is the Farm Bureau Financial Services move of the match. And I'm going to go with Logan Gook on that one, as Logan had a nice move that he came out and just wrapped up his guy, and pretty soon he was in the pin position. And Logan Gook's done a lot of great things for the Yellow Jackets this year, wrestling up a weight, definitely as a ninth grader just doing those, and he deserves to be our Farm Bureau's Financial Services move of the match. So Kelvin Berry, Logan Gook, congrats on your awards. We got one to go. We'll come back with your wrestler of the meet. And again, Jason and I are going to take a few seconds to talk about it here. We'll come back. We'll wrap it up. We'll do the wrestler of the match, and then we'll talk about what we've got coming up. Maybe a little cue into what the girls are doing, and then we'll be done for the night. So come right back after these messages.
Soda Lake Properties is a property management company that offers a wide range of local services year-round. Yard care and landscaping services in the spring and summer, and snow removal and watercraft solutions in the winter. They also offer interior design services that will make your home or office look refreshed and inviting. Not to mention soda cleaning services for residential and commercial buildings, along with construction sites. To learn more about all these services and the revolutionary zero-res carpet cleaning, visit the website today. Just type in SodaLakesProperties.com.
Reuter Family Dentistry, with locations in Perham and Wadena, welcomes new patients. Here's what Reuter Family Dentistry can offer you.
We offer wisdom teeth removal, sedation dentistry, dental implants, root canals, cosmetic dentistry, and Invisalign.
The fact that it can be done here is really important for me because, it's a chore sometimes getting all your maintenance done. So if it's all done in the right place, that makes it a lot easier.
What sets the world's leading hospitals apart from the rest? It's their continued ability to deliver the highest quality patient care. Perham Health is honored to be a top 10 Minnesota hospital. Patients experience it, and Newsweek has recognized it. Even during the unpredictability of the pandemic, the nurses, doctors, and many others at Perham Health put their best foot forward. Thank you to everyone at Perham Health for continuing to provide the best patient care.
At the Goose Gang, we believe there's a kid in all of us, and we are here to help you find the exciting new toy or game to bring a bit of extra fun to your day. We stock the best toys from around the world to promote learning, imagination, and play. Everything you need to bring your family together. No matter what you're looking for or what age your birth certificate says, we have something for everyone. Don't miss our handcrafted popcorn, wide selection of candy, or the specialty sodas. Treat yourself at the Goose Gang.
Welcome back to the Hive, and we're going to put the finishing wrap up on tonight's match. The Yellow Jackets victorious 76-6 over the Ottertail Central Bulldogs. We're going to finish up the Soda Properties Zero Res Carpet Cleaning postgame show with your JFC Luxury Homes Interiors by Winkle's River's Edge Cabinetry Wrestler of the Meet. And that goes to Kaden Felt, just like Jason predicted. Man, funny how that worked. Kaden did just a nice job, and it was he drew one of the senior wrestlers from OTC, and it was going back and forth, and then Kaden just made a nice move and showed some of his dominance. And again, Kaden's one of those seniors for the Yellow Jackets. Him and Rory Lindquist both got wins tonight. Great to see that happen on our home floor. And again, when you're a senior and you've made it through, as long as these guys made it through starting wrestling at kindergarten and all the time and energy that they've put in, it's just a blast to watch them, and we'll honor them when we have senior night. But tonight, Kaden Felt is your wrestler of the meet. And a couple things, the Yellow Jacket Wrestlers are tomorrow. They are at the Heart of the Lakes Conference Tournament. And so I would imagine you'll be able to follow along somewhere to find out where the Yellow Jackets are, where they're at, what seeds they get, and I look for a really good showing from them as well. Saturday, the 7th through 9th graders go to the state competition for the 9th grade state team competition in Mora, Minnesota. And then next week, the Yellow Jacket Wrestlers are on the road on Tuesday, home for the match you talked about against Frazee on Friday night. So doesn't the path doesn't get any easier for the Yellow Jacket Wrestlers, but they're really in a good spot right now and really wrestling with confidence. And if you're Coach Felt, I'm looking at Coach Felt if you're Coach Vetch, Coach Felt, Coach Trout, you're really feeling good about your wrestlers right now because they're really doing some good things.
Well, they've been, and they're on a roll, like you said. You picked up the 2 big wins on Tuesday night following the big victory over Detroit Lakes. There's no let up. In fact, they put the hammer down on a pair of rivals that they needed to do. Did that, came here, workmanlike performance, took care of business, did what they needed to do, got some momentum. Now get ready for tomorrow, which is unique. It's a conference tournament, team score at the end, but an individual tournament overall. So you want to hopefully crown some conference champs, come home with some more hardware, and get ready for another tough triangular on Tuesday.
Right, and whatever it is, you want to do well at it. And again, people have argued the conferences aren't the same, and then you can go through all that. It still doesn't take the shine off if you're a conference champion, or if your team comes home as a conference champion. It's still something that you bring hardware home and you can be proud of that you accomplished. So again, the Yellow Jacket Wrestlers are doing a fantastic job. Any updates for us there, Mr. Jason, as we go?
I'll get to that for you to say, but you mentioned one thing I want to talk about. You talk about the comments about the conference aren't being the same. Well, times change. Everything has changed, so that's a big thing. It's not the same as it was back in the glory days, but it's changed and it's a little different. You're still trying to, and there's still something there to compete for no matter what. And in time, you could build this tournament up, and it can be a big one in the next few years.
Well, and eventually you're going to have the same conversations you and I did, and the same conversations we talked about that's going to happen against Frazee on Friday night. Do you remember when? And every team that goes to that conference wrestling meet tomorrow night wants to say, remember in 2023 we were conference champs? And that's what hasn't changed. You know, it might not be run the same, it might not happen the same, but the desire to be conference champion is still the same, and it makes for a fun atmosphere and a good night of wrestling.
Now that update, you're looking for the Yellow Jackets in Barnesville girls basketball action. Off to a commanding lead at halftime, or now early in the second half, lead 39-23 on the Trojans, which has been a very tough place to play, which we've talked about a lot of times in the past. The new gym may have changed things, actually, made it a little bit easier for the opposition, because that old gym, everyone was on top of you. There's no room to go. Dingy lighting. It was terrible lighting in there. And now this brand new Coliseum is outstanding, lit up well, and teams are starting to have some success going into Barnesville.
Well, and it is, and sometimes it's beautiful to have these new gyms. Don't get me wrong. Sometimes the nostalgia of the old gym is pretty cool. We saw that Tuesday night with the wrestling. The Prairie Wind Middle School Gymnasium held it well. It was fun to be there. And I think sometimes you lose a little bit of everybody's played there. You know, Barnesville had a long tradition of we've all played there. We've all been there. We've all been a part of this gym. You know, you see that dent in the door, that's when the ball got thrown out of bounds. Remember that time? And now all of those things have to start over again. And I agree with you, Jason. I remember going up there coaching basketball when you'd be sitting and you'd think, is the other coach telling me something? And it was a fan. And they were right there, and they were right at part of the game. And it changed the dynamic a little bit when you get the new gymnasiums and you're off the court a little bit further. And don't get me wrong, it's awesome. I mean, what these kids get to play in for venues right now between DGF and Pelican Rapids and Barnesville, like you said, it's awesome. But you do lose a little bit of that each time something goes away. And, you know, it's all good because it's all progress, but you do kind of long for the good old days sometimes.
Well, and it's kind of unique. You look at the Yellow Jackets' success in the Hive. Been here 5 years now, and it still has that brand new feel, but there's that already tradition because you throw in the fact the boys basketball team had that run of over 60 straight wins here. The girls are now starting to cultivate something of their own in this gym in general. And you just see it. It's building up that tradition and nostalgia in those places. But as part of that nostalgia is the tradition that's been built up.
And I think part of that, too, it shifted over here really fast and easy. The gym was well done. It's a nice place to play. It's a nice place to view all the different events. It can be really nice and tight for wrestling. It can be spacious for basketball, and it shows well that way. So it is a great place, and it's become home really, really fast. And I think part of that is everybody who came in for a lot of years went, wow. And it made you even more proud of being a part of this because everybody else was like, this is so cool. And I think that's some of the pride that the athletes show, too, in being here is that it's a really neat place.
Oh, and when you walk into this school, into the gym, you see the history. You got the Yellow Jacket Hall of Fame in the hallway. The history all around this gym with the sound panels. You see teachers that are teaching in the school now have their the picture on the panels. You got the state championship teams. Just the way they honor the past with recognizing the present here is something is second to none.
And I know there were a lot of people, and if you start naming names, you're going to lose a lot of them. But definitely Superintendent Mitch Anderson and Athletics Director Aaron Anderson, they didn't forget about the past when they built the present. And sometimes that doesn't always happen. And if you look around here, it feels like home because you see so many faces of those athletes that we've covered, those athletes that we've seen. And I know there's other things coming yet that that will make this gym even more of a special place as we start to build those traditions in a new home. But definitely when you walk through these around the track here, you don't lose sight of where we came from. And it goes kind of back to that slogan that's been around for a while, once a Yellow Jacket, always a Yellow Jacket. And I think people come back to see those sorts of things. So we really probably got way off task of the wrestling meet of 76-6, and Jason and I always talk about we should just sit down and do something like this because we like to just talk about sports with you. So if you're still tuning in to us, thank you for just hearing us out, and we're thankful that you did that. And this has been a really, really good night for the Yellow Jackets. 76-6 victory over the Ottertail Central Bulldogs, and we will see you next week on the Magnitude Sports Network.
Seating has been a presentation of the Magnitude Sports Network. Don't forget to subscribe, click the bell, and visit our website at magnitudesn.com for a schedule of our upcoming broadcasts.